this beach town is pretty much catered to those from Bangkok. But of course, you know, tourists from abroad, from Europe, from United States, wherever you're watching this video from, can enjoy this area as well. But one thing you'll hear very much common while walking down the Hua Hin streets is whether or not you want a massage or tuk-tuk or a taxi. So there's a whole bunch of you'll hear that very often. So but given your circumstance at the moment, if you do want a massage, most of the massages are probably the same price. The taxis, you got to watch out for some of them because taxi drivers don't turn on the meters, and tuk-tuks are probably the most expensive out of all of the transportation options out there. So you got to watch out for tuk-tuks. You have to see how much tuk-tuk would cost from one end of the city to the next before getting in one. You can also negotiate the prices as well. But there's probably a lot of those hole-in-the-wall places. We just don't know them just yet. But if we actually stayed in Hua Hin for longer, maybe, you know, we'll go into any random type of shop to try out their foods. But yeah, it's but the hawker style foods are relatively the same stuff, I find. It's very affordable to buy hawker style street foods, but there's little restaurants along the streets might be an option that we're always looking forward to trying out. Just going through a small little alleyway here in Hua Hin, but looks like it's a residential area. It's a cute little area. Everything seems really miniature around here, but there's always a place to eat everywhere, you know, these hawker style places. And it's funny, there's bananas here but nobody attending them. Maybe they're for the monkeys or something. But the back streets of Hua Hin are definitely very quiet, and it's interesting, you know, especially when you're in places you've never been before. Everything's seen for the first time, and it's awesome. We're looking to maybe try one of these taxi tours. The guy we spoke with mentioned that it would cost us like 1,200 baht to travel to the two places we wanted to go to, and that's to and from. It's roughly about $50, and we're debating whether or not it's worth going, because renting a rent-a-car is going to cost us about $50 anyways, but we get to drive around ourselves at our own pace. And taking one of these taxis, or there's the option of taking Grab as well. Grab was actually probably the cheapest, but the thing is, I think they only drop you off in one direction, and then you're gonna have to call them up again, and it's gonna be double the cost. But there's a whole bunch of different apartments in the essential area of Hua Hin. So you can choose from places with swimming pools or gyms, or certain things around the neighborhood. You want to find a place that's near food, for example. The thing about Hua Hin is Hua Hin has one big road that goes right through the city here. So you'll find that there's a lot of things to do on both sides of the streets. But if you do choose to go to the back streets of Hua Hin, there's lots of little things to do there as well. And if you're looking for good seafood, you just have to go down all the way to the edge there, to the ocean front. And there's a whole bunch of different fresh seafood restaurants there you can choose from. So Hua Hin is a little town that has tons of different variety to it. And another thing is it's not very overcrowded either, especially during the weekdays. But during the weekends, a lot of the people from Bangkok drive all the way down here. It takes roughly about 3 hours by car to get down here. But and then this beach town is pretty much catered to those from Bangkok. But of course, you know, tourists from abroad, from Europe, from United States, wherever you're watching this video from, can enjoy this area as well. But there's lots of things to do outside of Hua Hin as well. If you're into going to caves or parks. And that's what we're trying to figure out. We're trying to find the right combination there. The cheapest way to go abroad. And it could be by taxi, or it could be by Grab. It could be by anything. Haven't figured that out yet. They actually have these this massage, I'm not sure what you call it, but they have these tiny little fish in here. So you sit on one of these benches and you stick your feet in the water, and the fish gather around your feet, eating off all of the dead skin. But apparently it's supposed to be a relaxing experience, but might try it someday. It's interesting for sure. But Hua Hin definitely has you know, big city environment as well as the small town feel too. So it has a combination of both things. So I would say it's kind of a medium-sized little city with plenty of things to do and eat and see, and just keep your days busy. Pretty safe around here too. You can just walk any street and not feel the you know, some of the streets back home in North America is actually kind of shady, but this place here is pretty comfortable to walk through. And you have foreigners as well from different countries, from Europe and United States and other Asian countries, and they all speak the common tongue to communicate with each other, English. But for the Asian population, I'm not really sure how to differentiate them. I mean, I'm Asian myself, and a lot of people actually think I'm Filipino or from Nepal, because I think they speak English over there. But yeah, but then it kind of feels comfortable as well, just because I'm Asian and everyone else is Asian. I think they feel comfortable around me too. I'm not sure exactly how it would feel if I was Caucasian over here, but being of Asian descent, I think it's pretty, I don't know, like I'm part of them, I guess you could say. But you can tell that they're really used to foreigners over here. I actually had one person speak to me in Japanese. So I guess they kind of knew that I wasn't Chinese, I guess. But there's not a lot of Japanese people here, or Korean people. a lot of Chinese and Europeans, some Americans. There are a lot of backpackers around here with their big bags in front on their backs and also in the front of their bodies. They're carrying a lot of weight and walking around. I'm not sure if I would ever do that, but although I am somewhat of a backpacker, but overall I kind of see younger Thai people. It's a pretty young city, I would say, you know, but that's just my own observation. But for the foreigners, I see a whole bunch of old people. No matter where they're from, there's old people with young Thai women. I guess, you know, it's 50-50, right? Older retired man is looking for comfort, and a younger Thai woman is looking for a person who has a big wallet, I guess. I don't know, case by case, of course, but it's 50-50.